Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Peters.
Thank you. Well, thank you, and thank you, Dr. Madiel, for your warm and generous words. It is indeed a great honor and a privilege to be here today, and certainly I consider Dr. Vrinder Madiel a longtime friend, and he has been a tremendous and tireless advocate and an ambassador for higher education, and Lawrence Tech is truly very lucky to have him and his incredible vision. Thank you for your leadership. I want to start by offering a most sincere and hearty congratulations to the Lawrence Technological University graduates of 2013. Well done. Not only do you make your family and friends proud of your accomplishments today, you also make your community proud as well. I have long been a very strong supporter of Lawrence Tech, and it is an immense source of pride for me to represent this exceptional institution and student body in the United States Congress. Today, I'm especially humbled to be awarded an honorary degree from Lawrence Tech. I'm pleased to wear the blue and white, and I hope in the next few minutes I can leave you with a few thoughts on the exciting journey that lies ahead for you. I would like to start by emphasizing something that I'm sure you already know to be true. Wherever you are headed after today, I am confident that you will appreciate that you have been blessed with an extraordinary education. Building on the talents of a gifted faculty and staff, Lawrence Tech continues to break the mold, redefining expectations for excellence in higher education. Just as this institution has challenged and inspired you as students, so it has challenged the possibilities of what an outstanding technological education can achieve. With its emphasis on building and teaching the skill sets required for the fastest growing, cutting-edge industries, Lawrence Tech has gained national and international renown, making you pioneers in your fields and among the best educated graduates in the country. It is a special point of pride that Lawrence Tech has emerged as a pipeline for professional talent here in Michigan, and with one of the best rates of return for graduates in the entire country. In fact, when I was visiting an auto supplier in the area just last week, they told me that they hire as many Lawrence Tech graduates as they possibly can. After today, you will join the elite ranks of alumni who have gone on to distinguished careers in engineering, architecture, science, technology, and business. Without question, we are all expecting great things from you. I have no doubt that the skills and education you have acquired at Lawrence Tech are a springboard for an outstanding professional career. However, an outstanding professional career is no longer good enough. I stand before you today to ask that you do more than just be great in a career. I call on you to practice your skill and your talent for the greater good. You are leaders in your field. You have been taught to use your critical, analytical, and technical skills to tackle challenges head-on and devise practical, common-sense solutions to very difficult problems. You are the next generation of independent thinkers and creative problem-solvings, and now more than ever, we need you. We need you to engage and use your expertise in your community and the world around you. Though Lawrence Tech continues to evolve, it is important for us to recall its original mission and its unique history. Lawrence Tech was founded during the Great Depression as an investment in workforce infrastructure and innovation. Your original founder, Russell Lawrence, and the students before you shared the mission that Lawrence Tech could be a beacon, even during one of the most economically dire times of our nation's history. In the midst of an economic collapse, your founder saw that the only way out of the crisis was through innovation. His gift is a university that is a model for how we can harness the talent of this generation to build a better and more advantageous future for the next. From the Lawrence brothers to the classes of students that have preceded you, they believed, as you must, that Lawrence Tech could help forge a path forward and a brighter future ahead. Today, you are graduating at a critical and a demanding time. We, as Michiganders and as Americans, are still recovering from the worst economic meltdown since the Great Depression. The turmoil after the financial meltdown of 2008 and 9 seeped into every aspect of ordinary American life. The fundamental belief that hard work and playing by the rules is the way to find a good-paying job, raise a family, and retire with dignity is no longer as certain as it once was. The new normal for too many American families is fraught with uncertainty. Too many people are still out of work, and too many jobs are not coming back. The American middle class is the bedrock of a strong economy and democracy. It must be strengthened for America to be great. The challenges facing our families and our country will not be easy to solve. They will require your skills as problem solvers. In Michigan, we need innovation to open doors, generate economic activity, and restore the promise of the American dream. We are counting on your intellectual curiosity and entrepreneurial spirit to tackling the pressing issues confronting our nation. In particular, we need your expertise in the making of public policy. You know, I've been in Washington for a little over 4.5 years, and it's been long enough to see that when ideas only come from Washington, they are not up to the task. We need you to help us find the right answers. With the level of gridlock in Washington today, it's easy to get cynical about politics. And Congress certainly doesn't measure up to the business model of efficiency and success. But before you write off the inability of government to get things done, remember that the politicians who frustrate you did not get there on their own. Every member of Congress was elected by voters. If you are not happy, remember it's citizens that must be actively engaged in the democratic process for it to work. We must demand more out of government, and that starts by strengthening our democracy from the inside out. Before being elected to the United States Congress, I spent over 22 years as a businessman. I left a business career and entered into public service because I believed that the skills that made me an effective financial advisor were needed in government. In 2008, when I ran for Congress, our economy was on the verge of collapse. When I arrived in Washington in 2009, we were in the midst of an economic crisis, and yet around me I saw too many of my colleagues engaging in partisan game playing that did nothing to solve the real problems that we faced. However, I sought out colleagues who were not interested in game playing and drew on my business background to take a role in shaping reforms and consumer protections to hold Wall Street accountable for the speculative excesses that had brought our economy to its knees. The final Wall Street reform includes legislation I wrote called the Shareholder Empowerment Act, which protects investors by reforming corporate governance practices, reducing incentives for excessive risk-taking, and encouraging practices that will lead to stable long-term growth. I also fought for investments in our small businesses, the true engine of growth for our economy. I was an author of the Small Business Job Act, which was signed into law by President Obama. And the part of my law that I wrote will significantly increase lending for small businesses and has already helped create thousands of jobs here in Michigan. But I think it's very important to note, as I mentioned that law, that many of the ideas that went into that law that is transforming so many businesses in our state now were first discussed during a field hearing of the Financial Services Committee right on the campus of Lawrence Tech. That bill started on your campus and is transforming the way lending occurs for small businesses across this country. You know, I felt compelled to serve Michigan because I saw the numbers, and I was worried about poor decision-making and poor policy that would have on our family and other middle-class families across the country. And I'm still frustrated by some of the political stunts that I see in Washington. The finger-pointing, the game-playing are a far cry from the thoughtful, deliberative processes and the rich dialogue that we need in order to tackle the complex problems that we face. I also believe that people in public service need to do more listening than talking. And for me, the most important conversations are those that happen around the family dinner table. Those are the concerns and the voices that must be heard and acted upon. Unfortunately, there are not enough people with strong business backgrounds in Washington, and it shows. And unfortunately, there are not enough people with strong backgrounds in science, engineering, and technology in Washington, and it shows. In short, there are not enough people with your expertise participating in government. We need you. Michigan needs you, and our country needs you. Service is the cornerstone of democracy. Our system only works when people like you actively engage in it. And now, more than ever, we need innovators in our government. We need creative problem solvers making public service. You cannot be a success if your community and your country are not successful. But thanks to your commitment and dedication to your studies and accomplishments here at Lawrence Tech, you hold the keys on some of our gravest challenges. You hold in your hands the roadmap to making our democracy work and our communities flourish. In conclusion, I would like to borrow a reflection from one of your esteemed Lawrence Tech alums, Steve Ballmer, the CEO of Microsoft, who said, "The number one benefit of information technology is that it empowers people to do what they want to do. It lets people be creative. It lets people be productive. It lets people learn things they didn't think they could learn before. And so, in a sense, it is all about potential." Now, Steve Ballmer might have been talking about Microsoft, but the same thing can be said about the Lawrence Tech degree that you have worked so hard to earn. At Lawrence Tech, you have learned to embrace your strengths. You are creative, talented, and driven. As a community, you have pushed yourselves and motivated each other as students and colleagues to set extraordinary bars for excellence and growth. Your education and training at Lawrence Tech has afforded you with unparalleled opportunity. For you at this unique moment and very special milestone, it is all about your potential. Looking out before me, I see hundreds of Steve Ballmers. I see the next generation of problem solvers. I see the next generation of employers. I see leaders. I see the potential. And because of your potential, your leadership, and the bright, exciting opportunities that are in your future, I ask you to serve. I ask you to engage in your community. I urge you to put your creativity, your dynamism, and your talent into making our community better and stronger than ever. In short, you have been blessed with a great education here at Lawrence Tech, and without question, an exciting journey awaits you in the years ahead. But please remember, as you leave today with a degree in your hands, your country needs you now more than ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Peters, for your inspirational words and advice to our students. And I echo his words that the future leadership of this country, of this state, and entrepreneurship resides right in this hall. Thank you very much.